Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It's two chicks in the DX. How are y'all doing today out there?
Peace, fam. All is well. How are you?
Are we streaming?
You know we here trying to figure it out. How come I only see your eyes and your forehead?
Maybe because I haven't got everything in order.
Okay.
Let's see. There we go. It's coming up. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Yes, 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 yes. Get all amped up. Raw. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. Let's see. We have a new situation being politics tonight. Let's see if I can pop it up. Tasha, you ready for your close up?
Sure. I don't know because that's old news. I'm straight saying, which cat? Because I'm sitting in front of the camera. You ain't see my cat.
I was seeing your cat. Why am I
Oh
seeing
my
the cat
God, Tasha,
franchise?
your mouth, your loud mouth's here, my baby.
Franchise, why am I seeing Tasha's cat and not her?
I don't know why.
Why the fuck am I seeing Tasha's cat and not her? No, when I go to her screen, I'm getting her.
You probably been wanting to see Tasha's cat.
Oh, I was talking about her real cat, not a cootie.
You're not seeing my cat. She is disgusting, right, Breeze?
What happened?
Let them talk about.
You ain't seen my cat.
No, he wanted to. Oh
See
my
what?
God.
What up, Breeze?
You? Are you cooking?
Am I who?
Cooking.
Hey. I'm talking. I can't with you.
I guess I gotta get a backdrop next.
I was told my backdrop looked like I did away.
Yes, she fell down my leg. So,
Calling back in. Am I back in? I'm calling back in. I see you, and I don't see my cat. I'm looking at you. Should I look at the live stream? That's too many things, yo. Why you talk crazy shit? Lord Jesus Christ.
Tasha, your skin looks so good.
That's because I was just asleep. And I think that beauty shit is real, man.
Yeah, no, real talk. Yep.
Thank you. I did go to the bathroom going like, oh shit, your shit look kind of oily and fresh.
Yep.
I wish I could see you because I'm tired of looking at his ass.
Well, that was important. We had to talk about that real quick.
Tasha's skin is very fucking important, yo.
Mm-hmm. Are we gonna really answer it today?
No.
Nice. Big up. Excellent.
Right.
Excellent. You should have as many tools in your toolbox as you want.
God. First of all, you wish you were seeing Tasha's cat.
I see Tasha though. I see Tasha.
My cat's name is Cootie.
Your
So
cat's name. So why are you seeing? I mean, are you seeing? Are y'all looking on the on a live stream, or are y'all seeing it on the
oh God, tell the people them to call it and tell you what it is.
Okay, I'm franchise on the live stream now. You have me and freaking her cat's picture up there.
And so you
I don't know why you're seeing my cat. Let me see what I see live. I see you live.
Now you see me live. What the fuck are you messing with the goddamn curtain up for,
Tell the
franchise?
people to donate so we can get our shit together. How about that?
Yeah, you were almost there, but
Well, it looks like we're gonna have to fucking, deal with this shit the next time, because
Are you dead in my video again?
it was good until we got the cat.
he said it was good until you got the fucking cat.
I didn't do shit with the cat. Y'all did it. I didn't change a thing.
I didn't do a damn thing. I'm not the one who's on the technicals.
Come on, franchise. This is annoying. I didn't change a thing. How can you see the cat like you took a picture of the fucking cat and the cat is long gone?
Well, the cat is like
See a picture.
It's just showing a
It's annoying, yo. You know how long it takes me to fucking nail up a piece of fucking shit ass material?
Well, right now your banner is up. Breezy.
Yes.
How are you doing?
Here.
How is
How
peace?
am I? Peace is excellent. We're just here staying hydrated and manifesting our dreams.
Okay. Are you all into Orange is the New Black? Or
Of course.
you know what's coming back, right? I have not. What season is this? Like
it came back already, and this is season 3 or 4. 3, I think.
I have not been into this show. I have not watched a single episode of this show. I think I walked into it one time when my baby mother was watching it. What is the appeal about it?
I mean, for me, I like things that, are supposed to be in New York. I don't know how to answer that question, to be honest with you, but I will say this much. Like, when I'm a binge watcher. Now that I have a baby, it's hard for me to binge watch, but I usually binge watch that show. And when I get to like the 5th or 6th episode, I have to stop binge watching because I don't want to like think about being in jail, if that makes sense.
Of course.
What show is this?
Orange is the New Black.
Oh, I couldn't get into it after the 2nd episode of the 1st season.
Why is that?
I like it though.
I'm exaggerating, but I couldn't. It didn't hold me. But I like it in a weird way. It makes me uncomfortable the way Weeds did, and I don't know what that means.
Like I said, me thinking about being in jail, it definitely gets into your psyche.
Weird, right?
But what I will say about this season is it's a little bit more artistic in the way that they went about the writing. So I think you would appreciate this season. Last season was kind of heavy, but this season is taking a more artistic approach.
Well, isn't it always supposed to get artsy at some point?
I mean, it depends on what level, though. You know what I mean? Last season was more emotional, and it played into your psyche in a more emotional way. And I think this season is more, it starts off in a less heavy way.
Less heavy?
Yeah, less heavy.
How so? And it sounds like the motherfuckers in my neighborhood are fucking with their dogs. Nowadays, you don't know whether it's the white people or the black people.
To be honest, it's probably white people. They love dogs. But
it used to be back in the days when you used to hear dogs, it'd be like the pits out there, getting it on. Harlem is just, and all of these neighborhoods are being gentrified. And mind you, gentrification just means gentlemen coming in. So who's to say? Why the fuck are you gonna say that the people who are already there are not
a white person?
Okay, so let's pick that up. I think that there is quote unquote black gentrification, and I think it usually comes from people who come from out of state. They come to New York with more money. They come and they live in the trendy places. And even though those trendy places may be in the hood, next to other hood niggas, they ain't really hood niggas.
Well, let me just break it down. Gentrification usually happens amongst yuppies, which stands for young urban professionals, and that
Uh-huh.
doesn't discriminate, as far as skin color goes. It could be a black person or a white person. I
So there you
mean,
go.
shit, I've been a gentrifier at some point in New York
Ha
City myself as well. But since I've lived here for 13 years now, I kind of removed myself from that title, but maybe I still am. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think you're a gentrifier.
Yeah, I think so too.
because you have the your upper classy schmancy fancy. Is that what it is?
I
No,
mean, maybe.
but I mean, even though it's the trend of, so you see, so it's a mixed bag because, like
Yeah.
you said, the trend of people coming in is really a trend of economic.
But now I have my baby now, and she's a true Yorker. She's a native New Yorker.
Right.
So,
It's
I
just like
don't know.
it's like she got her citizenship through her kid. She got native eye.
Yeah,
That's how they
so.
do it, really.
Hmm.
But
And
I think
then,
that's interesting because there is a disconnect between blacks that are from here and blacks that gentrify. We feel the difference between those who come into our neighborhoods because it's trendy and those who come into our neighborhoods because they've been there.
well, shit, I went into the Upper West Side, so I wasn't trying to fuck with the hood anyway.
See, there you go.
Ha!
That's better. I ain't mad. That's straight up. That's why I fucks with that. But yeah, that's dope that you would even understand it because I think we should know that it's not as simple as white people and that it can get tough.
Right. And you should also know, like, my thing is this: don't go into a place trying to change what is already in place. I think that some neighborhoods could afford to benefit from some gentrification, but not when it affects families who have been in,
The
certain
only
enclaves for years. You should never affect the way someone has been living for years and force them out of their communities. If
but it
people are
inevitably
forced, if
does. It
right,
inevitably
if
does because
people
the price
if
of milk goes up, the price
if
of
people
rice
are
goes up.
forced out of Harlem, I mean, that's gross. That's gross. But here's my thing though. When has gentrification not happened? It always happens. It's been happening for decades. So I think people shouldn't fear it as much as they do.
I don't think we fear it. We're frustrated by it because what happens is everything else in the neighborhood goes up. And so
Mhm.
we're priced out of our own neighborhoods. So
Right. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
that's what we
Yeah.
have to. So even as
Mhm.
gentrifiers of color, we have to, like you said, I'm gonna go to the Upper West Side. Fuck that, because
Yeah.
on some level, let me go where it's already been done, and not
Exactly.
necessarily have to be a part of the doing. Because no matter
Exactly.
what, we're all gonna end up paying
Like, don't let me come to the hood having more money than the people in the hood and then fuck it up for them.
because you may as well be white.
Exactly. Nah, yeah.
But we got. I don't think
Oh,
so.
wait,
I
let me
don't
say
think
this.
so.
This reminds me of something. Stop saying white fucking privilege. Cause I got plenty of black privilege. I got plenty of female privilege too. Stop letting these white people think that they're so privileged. That shit just perpetuates the narrative.
Uh,
There you go. There you go. Oh God.
oh no. That's crazy. Franchise
I'm
is so tight with you.
I'm
Franchise just told
confused
me that
about
I've been
everything.
talking. Franchise just told me I've been talking this whole story with my microphone on mute.
Well, I heard you, but I'm still confused by
So
what
let me
the hell
start it
was
from the
just said.
top since my
You
microphone
don't
was
need to
muted.
hear it from the top. Let's move right
Yes,
along
we
to the
fucking
next.
need to hear from the top because it didn't get broadcast. All right. So, and it's not going to be an edited part of the story unless I say
And
it.
also, I didn't even understand what the hell was being said.
Foxy Brown went to Trinidad for Carnival.
Okay, big up.
When it was supposed to be coming back, her father was held by immigration.
Why?
That is not clear from the story.
Does he have like past issues with Trinidad?
That's not being made clear
No,
from
he
the
was
story at
held
all.
from here. He was barred entry here.
Yeah, because Trinidad let him through, but it's the American side. So she's thinking Foxy in her social media post thinks it has something to do, and also the reporters in Essence.com, who are our source, think it has to do with Trump's zero tolerance policy on immigration. And who knows, Trinidad might be one of those shithole countries that he's talking about. Although I never saw Trinidad as being that because it actually has the strongest economy of all of the CARICOM nations because of that oil money,
Is
which
her
the people,
father? Is
which
her
the people are
father?
not getting.
Was her father born in America?
Apparently, he's born there, so that's where it happens. But he's lived here in the United States for 50 years.
So the Trinidadian side let him through, but the American side wouldn't, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Oh, okay, well, fuck him. That's some weird shit.
Fuck
And
him? You said?
I,
Oh,
I mean,
oh.
my thing is this: Trinidad has some nerve. First of all, don't they have like a really strong Spanish influence in Trinidad?
Not really. It's
Yeah.
a strong Indian influence. The only Spanish influence is the fact that that was one of the first islands that the conquistador and raping,
Well,
murdering,
the port of
pillaging.
Spain, right?
Yeah, but historically,
That
but not
historically,
culturally.
Okay, got it.
historically,
All
but not
right.
culturally. That's one of the
Okay.
first places that Columbus set up shop. It's
Okay,
called
got it.
Trinidad because he saw the three mountains from the Nina, the Pina, and the Saint of Motherfucking Maria, and called it that based on the
Right.
mountains.
Oh, that's
Okay.
cute. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it's the historical thing. But culturally, it's mostly Indian. I mean, the majority of the population is Indo-Caribbean.
Yes.
The other portion
Yes.
of it is either Afro, half Indo-Caribbean called the Dogla, and then it's like the rest of the percentage is Afro-Caribbean, and then it's like a percentage of a percentage is the Chinese and the Syrian and all the other motherfuckers.
Right. Well, China is near Syria, so
Yeah, but it's a different about how they run things. In the Caribbean, it's like the Syrians and the Chinese. They're the equivalent of the Italians and the freaking Russians up here, as far as running things with those type of
well, China
societies.
borders Russia, so this could be a correlation.
We run things, things no run we. So Tasha, tell us about Who Is America. What's that about?
Yo, Who is America is this new series by Sasha Cohen. It's a new satire, but you know Sasha
Oh, Sasha Cohen,
Cohen. Yes,
Borat.
Lord of mercy, the blood
Although I
clot.
could not take
Ali
that
G done gone mad.
I could not take that other movie that he had where
I
he was,
know
you know,
all
in
of
the
the
fucking
movies are high
franchise
on.
just brought me fucking hot dogs with ketchup on it. I don't fucking eat hot ketchup on none of my shit.
You
What the
gonna let me
fuck?
tell you about the show?
Yeah,
The
go on.
show is a satire. It's Who is America? So he's interviewing people and pretending to be other characters. And basically, he's interviewing senators, lawmakers, and people are showing their ass. One congressman from, I forget where it was, someplace in Alabama, South Carolina, literally pulled his pants down, showed his ass. Last night,
Literally showed his ass.
literally showed his ass to protect America against terrorists. Last night, he had these middle Americans fighting against terrorism, wearing fake pussies and fake breasts.
Okay.
And people are mad at him because he's literally making them show their asses, but they're being exactly who they are, and they feel like
Oh, they're being so who they
they're being exactly who they are.
and they're going with, and you can tell if they're not being who they are, they're looking at this nigga like you are wilding, the interview is over. The other
Yeah.
ones literally show their ass, literally put on fake pussies, fake breasts. I mean, it's absolutely insane. The racism, the hate that comes out is beautifully insane.
I don't know if you can see it, but probably be able to see it on the
I see
look.
your purple power pearl beads. Yes.
Yes, the purple power prayer pearls.
Purple pearl
Anyway,
pearls. Say
anyway,
that 4 times fast.
new did y'all see that this new Mission Impossible movie came out over the weekend?
I heard and I tried to see it, but maybe that's why it just came out, so Cody didn't have it popping. I saw
You talking about you going to see a neighborhood bootlegger or the internet bootlegger?
my Cody, my G,
What the fuck is the Cody?
the fire stick bootleg.
Oh, all right. The bad hot dogs are there.
Ew, come on with that. Y'all don't need to be making hot dogs. You need to make my video show up. This is the second time I done nailed some material to the wall for no reason. Are you really eating like that?
I'm putting Tasha's banner up while I do that. Is
Why, you
Tasha's gonna need y'all to get those donations up so that she can get some spackle to fill the holes in the wall from when she's nailing up this background. Also, we need some people with connections to help us with some equipment. Come on, let's get those donations popping. We need to get some more equipment so we can elevate this whole situation. We're also looking for interns. What was that?
You need a drum, and you need to beat the drum for donations.
Beat the drum for donations.
Yeah, go unroll that dembe. Go get that in the back of the room and go play it. Maybe we get get the ancestors to get down with the donations.
Maybe we get the ancestors to get down with the donations.
Black people do this. You gotta do that.
You know, I had planned to do a certain poem. Pass me my bag. But I don't even know where the poem that I was going to do is at.
Do you look at the camera? Do you look at DX?
I don't know where the red bag.
Breezy, would I be looking at you? It's very confusing.
Matter of fact,
I think we need to digress and get back to the question of the day.
All right. Well, I think we're off schedule, so definitely we need to get back into the question of the day.
Can we digress and get back on track, please?
Digress and get back on track. So the question of the hour is, paper practice, do degrees and diplomas matter in the modern workforce, especially for so-called Negroes?
I'm going to answer last.
This started because I was talking about certain honors that I have, like Golden Key, Phi Eta Sigma, graduating with Latin honors, and Franchise, our producer, said that doesn't matter, that he could fabricate those type of credentials within no time on Photoshop, that it doesn't matter when you're going into the workplace. And I know for sure that that's not true because
Franchise.
It matters until they do that background check and they find out you falsified your documents.
1, 2.
6 months later, but you got a couple checks until then.
It's not 6 months later. It's immediate. The last job that I interviewed for, they checked my college credentials in front of me on site.
Hot damn.
Yeah, so.
But I say no, it does not matter. Matter of fact, I do think that college is a trap.
Why do you say that?
It's a trap to working for somebody else. It's not a lesson in independence. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do college because I love to learn and I would wish somebody would pay me to go to school all day. But as far as it's being necessary for your success, absolutely not. Matter of fact, the success is way too wavy right now. College is not necessary. Maybe even a high school diploma isn't necessary if you move right.
So you don't think that none of that stuff is necessary?
Necessary, no. It depends on where you want to go and what you want to do. But the truth is, they took us away from hands-on job and gave us all of these abstract jobs that we're shooting for, and everybody can't get that. While the white man is turning back around and making $100,000 off of operating a crane. We need to get our kids back in construction, back in trade, back in hands-on shit. That will never go away because we all not going to be lawyers. We all not going to be doctors. And who the fuck wants to be? So no, I don't think you have to have a college degree to be successful. I think that's obvious. Most successful millionaires don't have a college degree.
I wouldn't say, well, you might say that a lot of those particular entrepreneurs might not have it, but for the most part, most CEOs and people who are involved in
A CEO is a slave. That nigga go to work every day. You fucking crazy. A CEO is a slave. If that nigga gotta get up, wash his ass at 6 a.m, put on a suit, and be in the motherfucking office, he a slave. Fuck out of here. I don't want to be a CEO.
So you think a
I
CEO
want
is
to
a
be.
slave too, Breezy?
Fuck yes. Oh, Breezy.
Well, I'll just start here. I do not think to have your desired level of success that you necessarily have to obtain the highest degree. That's what. That said, can you guys hear me? If I ch-
Yeah, I hear
if
you.
I
I hear you
if
fine.
I choose if I choose to have a lawyer represent me, or even if I choose to go to a doctor, which I rarely do because I never get sick, I absolutely want them to have the highest degree possible, and preferably from the best institution.
What's
If
up?
you say that you don't want a doctor or a lawyer representing you to have an advanced degree, then you might be kind of kooky.
I don't think we talk about that. I would hope not.
So that said, I have an undergraduate degree. In the workforce, do I feel like it's necessary, or it puts me in a better position than most? Not really. And actually, I am in a position where I am furthering my education, because to me, if you're going to get an undergraduate degree, you should have intentions on getting a master's or even a PhD, which I want to obtain, because realistically, I think you can have much success without an undergraduate degree. I think an undergraduate degree is just a conduit to other degrees. So
Like,
that's
like
where
you said,
that's where I stand.
it
But
absolutely depends on where you want to go.
to say that you can fabricate these achievements, that is also false. And
Not
first of
so. I
all,
know someone right now.
it's
I
also
know someone.
false. And why would you even want to go through all of that? I mean, if you feel like you have to falsify it, then obviously, and at some in some part of you, you feel like you need it. So that's just silly, and I think it's counterproductive. If you feel like you need to falsify some documents, then obviously you feel like you need it, so maybe you should just go and get it.
That's true, but I definitely know some people who have falsified documents,
I'm
and
not saying it's impossible, but I'm saying that if you really are at a certain level professionally, you're only going to get but so far falsifying documents. And then it speaks to the kind of person that you are if you really do take it to a deep level, lying about your accomplishments as opposed to obtaining degrees, or
yeah, but
or
you
or
know,
obtaining these accomplishments yourself. I think it speaks to you as a person. Like, to me, that's weird. If you go that hard to falsify something, why don't you go that hard to actually do something?
and
Well,
because actually, to falsify a document that they only make you acquire in order to keep people out of certain areas is just as honest as the motherfuckers who create documents to keep you out of certain fields. So
like they're
while
Well, no,
keeping
I don't think
like
it's to
like, like
keep
they're
people
keeping
out.
Foxy Brown's
you
father out
can't
of the United States.
falsifying your doctor's
I
life.
don't think it's to keep people out. I think it's to bring the best in. Of course,
Nah,
if I want.
They're keeping out Foxy Brown's daddy though.
I'm saying degrees themselves is to keep people out, not bring people
Oh
in.
God.
And the only reason why everyone can get a degree right now is because degrees mean nothing.
Oh God.
Literally, you can be asleep
No,
and get
no.
a degree.
Anybody can get a degree, but not necessarily from it. You might be able to get one of those online academies or places that where there's a dime a dozen, but there's still accredited. Your mic is off. There's still accredited institutions that you have to have a certain level of standards in order to get into.
It's called the inflation of education. The more these degrees become available, the less valuable they are. Just period. Only because they're available so much. So they're
Well,
encouraging
let's
everyone to go
let's
to
let's hear
school.
let's hear what the person who actually brought this topic to the fore has to say. Let's bring in franchise and let's see what he has to say about this.
Just coming in from a little hot dog break, we were talking in terms of if you're going to the academia, your degree doesn't necessarily matter. It's the societies that you join, it's the fraternities you join, it's the people that you know, it's the people that. And we're
Society.
talking about more in terms of if you're self-taught, not that you're trying to teach your way to the system, but You're self-taught. You know your shit. So why pay somebody $80,000 to tell you that you already know what you know when you can pay $800, get a replica diploma, and just
May
continue
I
doing
say?
you? You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, you said it. You said it's about society. And you're right. It's about having society. These other cultures have a society. For example, it's not about virtue. It's not about degree. It's not about finishing. I bet you so many Jews have falsified their documents because they work outside the system and they have a society. And they're going to front each other and they're going
Which
to
is
support.
admirable, and which is a lot of things that we need to duplicate
Absolutely. I'm
within
not mad at it. You
within
just
our
don't have
communities. But let me just say this here: even when he just said as far as getting into societies, how do you get into these societies? Generally, you meet up with them in college and things like that. You need to be able to be in these areas in order to get on the track to be in these societies. And a lot of times, you have to, in order to have entry into these societies, you need the diplomas and degrees. These are certain things that are punches
Yeah,
in
but I'm not even
on your
sure I'm
card.
with the black society. I am definitely not a pledged person. But I am saying those fraternities were our form of society making. But the Jews don't need a fraternity. Their society is the fact that they're Jewish. You understand what I'm saying? So we just don't have an economy, and then we don't have a society because we don't have an economy. We
Breezy,
just
what do you think about this point of view, Breezy?
I think people get lost when they start thinking about what other people are doing. If you want to get an advanced degree, get it for yourself and make it work for you. If you don't want it, fuck it, don't get it. That's it.
At this particular time, I'd like to remind y'all that DX21presents.com is the website. It's going through some transitions. We are going to be working on that. Again, we are soliciting for interns. Tasha always is down to do some dub plates. We are looking for people who would have access to resources in terms of t-shirts, getting us some postcards. We got to get this franchise, no pun intended, this particular machine running up and strong. Also, I'd like to take a time to send a special acknowledgement to Conditional, who's been working behind the scenes as far as our banners are concerned, and also Nadi, who Kobo Nadi, Nadi Chris, who was the person who designed the Kobo logos and a lot of our artwork that's going to be coming forward in the t-shirts Kobo by Nadi.
Shout out to Chris Nadi. He's a good artist.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Also to Fitness, Fuel, and Fire, we talking about building up these societies. Once we build up these societies, how are we going to defend them? Fitness, Fuel, and Fire is not only teaching you firearm safety and how to do things the right way, but also they're training us how to get our licenses and to be legal despite whatever legal obstacles they might have put before you in the past. And I would like to also take the time to allow Tasha, let me get Tasha's banner up here, to acknowledge one of our first sponsors. Now we're going to bring up their banner right now. One of our supporters, Bomba Professional African Hair Braiding. Are you going to say a few words, Tasha?
Well, peace to Bamba, Professional African Hair Braiding, and basically you can find her new spot on Remsen Avenue. I can't see the banner now, so I can't
It's
read.
560 Remsen Avenue, 560 Remsen Avenue on the corner of Church Avenue. That's Brooklyn, New York, 11236. That's corner of Church Avenue and Remsen Avenue, Flatbush. Bomba Professional African Hair Braiding. You can call them at 718-230-5957. That's 718-230-5957, 560 Remsen Avenue.
Roll up on them, get your 10% off if you mention two chicks in the DX.
Two chicks in the DX. Let's bring up that main banner for those of you. We spell it 2 CHX and a DX. And at this particular time, Breezy, do I have your permission to share tonight's Poets Cafe entry?
Well, if you need my permission, yes.
I'm asking for your permission because you have brought forth one of the ancestors to come be with us again in the form of peace. So generally, we usually ask the ancestors for permission. And since you have newly returned one of the ancestors to this plane, I would like to ask your permission. And
I
and
love
Peace's
it.
permission.
And she's definitely been here before, so that's awesome. Let's do it.
Okay, tonight's selection is called The Jewels of July. Every month I write a poem for the month, and this is the particular selection for this month, The Jewels of July. The Jewels of July. No sleeping, we're keeping an open eye. Peeping the visual eyes, taking the time to find where July's jewels lie. Thunder showers show their powers, hot sun in the sky. From our sweat, we get the bread and a piece of the pie. Some crawl, some walk, some run, we will fly. By putting pedal to the metal, seeking, striving our drive. One small step and then another is what reduces divide. You can have a hard life, or you can choose these. Live like summer movies. Some are diamonds, some are rubies. Knowledge and wisdom are the tools we should use these, and you'll see with third eyes what's implied. You control the heights to which you can rise. Seek songs of joy and put aside all the sighs. Say to yourself, it is I who crafts the jewels of July.
Sweet.
So Tasha put on a sweet. Breezy, am I hearing finger snaps?
Yes.
Yes.
And if y'all would like to reach out to the DX21 and keep on supporting the mission and the cause, you can get me at Instagram and Twitter at DX21DaySun. All my social media is undergoing changes and revolution. You can hit me at PayPal at daysun7@gmail. You can also send me an email at daysun7@gmail. So for those of you who want to reach out, you've got the information. Let's make it happen. Breezy, do you have anything that you would like to politic? I'm not hearing you.
Me either.
Did Breezy have to leave? Well, in the meantime, Tasha, do you have anything that you would like to put on the table?
Let's see. Did I put anything else on the topic thing? Let me go to my topic.
You were talking about Bow Wow. You had mentioned Bow Wow and his Cash
he giving
App.
away money, I heard. He losing his mind and giving away money on Twitter. Cash App. Get your Cash App on. Get your money from Bow Wow.
Is he losing his mind, or is he just following Drake and Tekashi?
I don't know. Sound like his mind getting lost a little.
Because remember the God's Plan video.
Sound like he a little on a Quincy Jones vibe.
On the Quincy Jones vibe. What does that? Oh, are you talking about the way Quincy Jones was wilding?
Yeah, just like losing it, like to the left for a minute. But,
to the left.
Pisces going mad.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to bring back up the
Tekashi 6ix9ine, calm down. After he got a little ass whipped. I thought that was cute.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. And I like the way he explained the 6ix9ine is basically being able to sit in somebody else's shoes, a 6 and a 9, same thing from a different perspective. So it was nice to know he has a little thought to all that shit he puts on himself.
Did you see that in a national review, they're basically putting out a report that the Flint water crisis was more hype than anything else, and it wasn't actually... It was more they're trying to play it as a non-event, and that it was a normal fluctuation in water, and it wasn't as detrimental and tragic, so to speak, as it was played. And just basically saying that it's just a reason for Michael Moore to hype up the set, and it wasn't really a crisis. Did you hear about that? The national review?
I didn't hear about that, but that reminds me. What about this Legionnaire shit popping off in Harlem?
Well, I mean, considering our audience is international. I would say that they would probably only be concerned about that if they're planning to visit. And since this is a tourist mecca, for those of you out there who are planning to visit, and those of you who are supporters who are here in New York, yes, there has been a Legionnaires outbreak in, the Washington Heights area?
Yeah, and I don't like that.
I'm sure that the people who have contracted Legionnaire's disease don't like it either.
My daughter's father is up there, and I don't like that. She be up there sometimes. Fuck that.
All right, so you have a personal agenda and a personal concern.
Backed up.
And you also had mentioned that LeBron James was opening up a school. Can you tell us about that?
School, the Promise School, he opened it up in Akron, Ohio. It's absolutely beautiful. Go look at it, support it, check it out. And it's just really something really nice to see how he gave back to his community that way. It's beautiful, and fuck a Michael Jordan.
So that's basically really cool. He actually opened a school in his own community as opposed to opening it up in Zimbabwe or Ethiopia or some other place.
Like Oprah, in fact.
Like not just Oprah. There's quite a few people that are opening schools everywhere but their own communities.
Yeah, that's that liberal bullshit. That's why Sasha Cohen got it down. He's genius. You got to look at this shit. It's so deep. It's so good.
Well, I can say that LeBron has been a person who has actually supported causes in the community. Unlike Michael Jordan, as I can say, going to Abiodun Oyewale's Sunday open house.
You
Abiodun
could
and
say
the
that
Last
name,
Poets.
but you couldn't say the dude's name from the other day. You could say that name.
Alua Sheun.
Ow.
I know it now, but it was just like it's just something. It was a brain fart when that happened. But yeah, big up Project 96, Alua Sheun, and Peter J. Let's big them up for the work that they did with the summer experience out there at AP Cafe in the Williamsburg area. But yeah, but I've been saying Abiodun Oyewale's name on a regular basis because I've been going to his house for many years. Of the Last Poets, the discussions that happen in that living room sometimes are off the chain, as they say. And two people that get mentioned in different light on a regular basis are LeBron James and Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is mentioned with disdain, contempt, and bile. Whereas LeBron James is mentioned with reverence for the support that he gives to his community.
I respect it, yo.
Yes, indeed. Well, moving right along down this particular agenda, which is not seeming to come up. That's very funny.
What?
How everything
Did you
seems
get
to
the
slow
flyer
down.
for the tasty treats? The shit, New Beginnings.
I think they were working on the technical difficulties of getting you back up. But take the time to talk about our sponsor. We didn't get the flyer, but talk about them.
Well, hold on. I will take the time.
Our supporter.
About our supporter. And she makes absolutely the most fabulous party favors, the most fabulous candied apples. I mean, sparkly candied apples. They're not your average candy apples. And it's New Beginnings by Divine Tasty Treats. And that's on your Instagram, Divine Tasty Treats. And once we get the picture up and a little graphic up, you'll see it. But we'll be talking about it for the next couple of weeks anyway. So that's Divine Tasty Treats. And we'll show you some of their sparkly candy apples and other party favors, stuff like that. How was that?
That's pretty good. Did you hear that as far as Uber is concerned, that there's been a concern? Oh, that's a redundancy.
I'm concerned.
There has been a scam that Uber people have been running, sort of like cleanup charges. They call it a vomit fee.
I'm back, and I did hear about that.
Uber drivers have been adding on extra charges for cleanup fees for incidents that don't occur. So buyer beware, those of you, check your Uber receipts or your records and make sure that they're not charging you for cleaning fees for incidents that did not involve you. Like they're saying that you threw up in the car when you did not throw up in the car and they're charging you for cleaning fee.
Wow.
What did you hear about that, Breezy?
Well, they're charging like upwards of $100 for those fees.
Hell no.
Really?
Yeah.
And people are not even, they did nothing to damage the car. No vomit, no nothing. And these people are charging them all this extra money?
Yeah, it's ridiculous and it's desperate. And I don't,
Why is Uber?
And you really have no way to protect yourself because are you videotaping your entire ride? No, nobody's thinking about that shit.
But you can take a picture of the car as you exit.
Who the fuck?
Yeah, but who does that?
Well, I mean, if they're going to charge me $100, I'm going to start doing it.
I feel you. But I'm like, why is Uber always part of fuckery, yo? Lyft ain't part of fuckery. Uber either chasing you down, stalking you, and now charging you extra money.
Because when you have quantity, then that diminishes the quality. Everybody and their mother is seeking to do Uber. So what's the screening process? Lyft probably has less drivers, which means they're able to have more quality control.
Let me tell you something. Uber was my idea at least 15 years ago, damn it.
What was that? Damn it? What was that, damn it?
That was my idea like 15 years ago.
Yeah, and me and my sister, when we were kids, we used to put yogurt in the freezer. If we had known the frozen yogurt would become such a big thing.
No, that's mad funny, yo.
Yeah,
That
we used
shit
to do
funny.
that when Froyo became a big thing. Me and my sister were looking at each other like, if,
Fuck, right?
yeah, we could have patented that.
I'm so pissed off.
Yeah, we used to put yogurt in the freezer all the time when we were kids.
That's too funny.
Yes. Did I tell y'all a story about me and the bag lady in the train
Is that
station?
on the rundown?
Yes, it is on the rundown. Did you look at the rundown?
It is, yeah, it is in the rundown. What is that story?
I got my beauty sleep. Remember?
So one time I was coming down the train station in Midtown, and as I'm coming there, I find a whole huge pile of pennies just lying there.
That's mad funny. I don't know why.
Yeah, so I start picking up the pennies. Of course,
That's
I'm
funny.
gonna bag them. If I see money, I'm gonna pick it up. And meanwhile, while I'm picking
You
up
didn't
this
think it
penny,
was a trap?
no, I'll pick up the pennies. It's
I
there.
would.
I don't care. I picked it up. So as I'm picking up the pennies, this a bag lady pushes her shopping cart up to me, and she starts reckless eyeballing the pennies and watching me pick up the pennies, and she wants some. What do I do?
You want some? Fuck is wrong with you?
What do I do?
Ah, shit.
What do I do? Here I am, a person who's gainfully employed, sort of.
Posted up against this bitch. It was like I was here first.
No, I was there first. I was found the pennies. I was putting them.
I
She
know
comes
you gave
along.
her the whole entire bag of pennies.
No, he
Hell
didn't.
no!
Oh my god.
That nigga took the bag of pennies and bounced. So you should have been here,
I
bag.
gave her. I took some and I left some for her, and I gave her some of the ones I was picking up, but I did not give her all of them. Should I have given her all of them?
No.
Well, was she trying to make her way to them before you got there?
No,
and
she
was
was nowhere to be seen. I was already had started pocketing the pennies when she showed up.
Well, it was for anybody who found them, so you shouldn't feel bad.
No, but I mean, but some people might have said, "Well, you should have given them all to her. She needed them more than you did."
Says who? You don't even know if that's a fucking disguise.
I was gonna say, you don't know if she needs them or not. I've seen people begging for money, then hop inside of Mercedes Benzes. Like,
Thank
this
you.
is no lie.
No lie. Be dressed
Well,
up in
I'ma tell you
linen
this.
outfits, nigga. Facts.
Listeners, should I have given her all the pennies? I
No.
want to hear your comments.
Oh, listeners.
I'm asking the listeners, should I have given her all of the pennies, or was I just?
Well, if you're worried about giving these pennies away, my baby has a piggy bank, so I mean, you know, all is not lost.
Referring to listeners.
Mm-hmm. So what would you have done, Breezy?
Depends on what kind of mood I was
Does
in.
anyone agree about the?
Depends on the lady's vibe.
Somebody asked us something on this thing. Can somebody read it? I don't know what that means. Tell them to super chat us.
Super chat what?
Who's Alan Smith?
Okay, I'm not looking. Let me see. They're asking about, does anyone agree about the Orange is the New Black weeds comparison?
I don't know. Both feel weird to me. That's all I
They
can
both
say.
feel weird?
Yeah.
What do you think, Breezy? Did you watch Weeds or Orange is the New Black?
Well, here's the thing. I was intending on watching Weeds, but first of all, I can only watch but so much television. Second of all, I didn't feel like I needed 2 jail shows in my life, so I haven't even gotten around to watching Weeds. But I think they do have some similarities from what I've heard from people who have seen both.
That's very interesting. As we wind down, let me just tap into the Kobonomics, which is a debuting segment on Two Chicks in the DX. What you focus on expands is a concept that is put forth by T. Harv Eker, author of The Millionaire Mindset. Are y'all familiar with T. Harv Eker and The Millionaire Mindset?
But I am familiar with what you focus on expands.
I'm familiar with Eckhart Tolle.
And Eckhart Tolle.
Eckhart Tolle. Well, this is T. Harv Eker. T-H-A-R-V-E-K-E-R. T. Harv Eker, and his book is The Millionaire Mindset.
Yeah, he fucking with people.
Now, when he talks about what you focus on expands, he talks about being in contact and monitoring your money on a daily basis. So in Kobonomics, this turns out to be that The cash that I have in my home, I take it out, I touch it, I count it. I check all my bank accounts on a daily basis. I check my credit scores. I check everything. I focus. I put attention, and intention on my money every day. So that's my tip, is that I make sure not only that, but I visualize more.
No, that's going to work for you. And you know why? That's actually something I've been working on, because you stay on top of your bills, you stay on top of your account balances, you can budget better. I think that's awesome that you're doing that. You're giving deliberate attention to your money. So while appreciating your assets, they will appreciate.
Yes, what you focus on expands. So I'm going to focus on my money. Like they say, mind on my money and my money on my mind. If you keep your mind on your money on your money on your mind.
Hold on though. But it's not about just, it's what you focus on expands emotionally. Meaning you can't just look at money and think it's going to expand. But yes, you can. But I mean, you can also look at money, and some, not you, but people should know that if you're studying your money, you have to study it with a certain emotional framework, or else you're just expanding the lack thereof.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, as far as that when I focus on it, I envision more. I visualize more. I visualize, and I'm in a state of gratitude. I'm thankful that my balance is today. I'm thankful for the money that I have, and I'm thankful that I'm able to pay my bills. And also by paying attention.
You know what I think though? I think all of this shit takes too much motherfucking work, and I'm tired of all the fucking work it supposedly takes to get the fucking shit I want. I just feel like I am what there is. It is what the fuck it is. If I say X, Y, Z, then X, Y, the fuck Z. If I say let there be light, God damn it. And I'm tired of having to go through fucking bending down, doing downward dog and upward fucking spiral just to make the shit I want go down. It's so annoying.
It should be that way, but it's much easier to do the mental work than it is to go out and do the physical labor. So I would rather put my mind to work than have to go use my body.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, write my shit
but
down.
I think that when you become consistent and when you have that radical focus, then you don't even have to do as much mental work. It becomes like second nature because your thinking is already right.
And you've already changed your vibration. That's the point.
Exactly.
So I think what happens in anything that these people say do, the problem I have with all of these books about steps
is that they complicate
steps to make this, steps to make that, is the truth is they're causing us to focus in some level on lack. When you don't need a step to anything, the step to anything is the same step to everything.
It's as easy to create. It's as easy to create a castle as it is a button. The problem is people are they focusing on castles or buttons?
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes you could be focused. You could be looking at a castle and thinking of a fucking, a cave. Mm-hmm. So
I had two instant manifestations today, and it's not uncommon for me. I can literally think about something, and the next thing I know is showing up in my reality.
No doubt.
That is a wonderful and beautiful thing. There's my banner.
Something else I read though, just on some science about it. It's not just about. It's about excess emotion. So
is this from synchronicity, the Carl Jung philosophy, or is this something else?
Hold on. Let me think, because I read a lot. No, it's from synchronicity, the Carl Jung.
Where did you get that synchronicity from?
Go.
You got it
big
from
up
the
yourself.
Yeah, Josh has been to the Batcave. Breezy was in the Batcave.
Yeah, the
last
time I was in the Batcave. The last time I was in the Batcave and I tried to borrow a book, I ended up storming out the Batcave.
Well, he put me on a mission to have not a book report, but a book motherfucking response. But what I did like, I'm getting a lot of things that I really like. But another thing that was nice that they pointed out is that it's an excess of any emotion that is creative force. So like even like they say, my cup runneth over. It's the spillage of energy. So we could be regularly happy about shit, but it's the mustering up of extra happy that brings something to pass, or extra rage that brings something to pass. So you'll notice like if you're emotionally charged, that is where your creative power comes from.
I would like to point out at this particular time that the response essays was something that I got from reading about James Baldwin. James Baldwin, whenever he would see a television show or a play or read a book or whatever, he wouldn't write a report about it. He would write his responses, his thoughts, his comments, what it made him think,
Well, that's poetic. That's
yes.
poetic.
So he would write response essays, and I guess some of them were public. Some of them became the foundations for essays that were actually published. But he wrote that for basically everything that came across his desk. Basically, he would write a response essay to it, and I thought that was such a good discipline. Not writing a report, but writing your response. What this meant to you personally, what it meant for your experience, and what it made you think and meditate. And I tend to do that as much as possible. I don't do it all the time like he did, but I try. Ever since I found out about him, that's something that I've made a practice.
Well, that's the most authentic way to write.
How you mean?
It's authentic because it's not an opinion. It's really your real feelings. Like, you're not trying to persuade one way or the other. You're just giving an assessment based on your personal relativity to your experience.
Well, I can see that. Tasha, you have any thoughts on that?
On the response versus
the response essays.
I first of all, I love the idea, so I accepted the challenge because I need to, I think, express myself more personally in the way I write. So I would like to do that. And I think it helps people to engage with the content so that you are active in your experience. Because, quite often we can just go to a movie and be, you know what I mean, and not necessarily assess how we responded to that movie. Mm-hmm. So I think it's important for being present. And yeah.
I was about to say responding to a movie. I was just thinking about what I would have. I think I might write a response to A Quiet Place. I saw A Quiet Place and I'm like, what the fuck?
Was it good? Was it good?
It did not have a Hollywood Indian. A Hollywood Indian. That's the second time I had that Freudian typo, Freudian slip. A Hollywood Indian.
That's what we're gonna call it now.
That's because you were talking about going to Little India today.
Yeah, I got to go and get some Ganesh. Well, listen, let's
talk about Ganesh all day. Bam. Yes. That would be synchronicity. That would be what Carl Jung is saying. Different situations that are significantly tied, but not causally tied.
Well, this is a mastermind alliance. That's why.
Yeah, all day.
Napoleon Hill is like giving us all fist bumps and high fives on that one. For real.
Now.
All right, y'all have any closing thoughts before we get the Father UC King out of here?
Damn, I hate when you say closing thoughts. Shout out again to New Beginnings and Tasty Delights.
And Bomba.
Here.
And DVO by Dean.
And DVO by Dizine. And also shout out to Gringo and
why do you say shout outs? Yeah, that cruise. August 12th. I'm gonna be there. I wanna be there. Oh Lord, I want to be in that number.
I say
goes marching in.
And make sure you check our Patreon page as well.
It's my birthday.
We have a blooper reel up now. Breezy, you got anything to say?
Yeah, I say we should practice what we preach, and by next Monday we should talk about all of our deliberate creations and manifestations, and we should really
say practice,
and we should really prove that what we talk about is actually something that really happens in our lives. DX, you always wonder why the gurus are all white. Well, now it's time to, put your shit to the test and prove why you are a guru or could be, or why what you practice actually works in your life. Like, I'm sick of talking about the law of attraction. I'm sick of talking about Abraham Hicks. Like, I'm trying to live that shit.
Sun peace.
Word up.
I say this here, touching back, last thought on paper of practice, the degrees and diplomas matter. I have been officially certified as a New York State peer specialist, and you cannot work in the field without your paper, and you cannot friggin' bootleg your way through it. That's not gonna happen.
And even if you could, I find that people without that certain accomplishments are the only ones usually talking against them. Like, I'm happy for you. You worked for that, and that's awesome, and you learn things in the process. So it's not in vain, and it's not, it's not a little small thing to sneeze at. I think that that's awesome. I think any accomplishment is awesome. If you told me that you walked 1 mile, am I going to say, oh, you could have fabricated that and just said you walked a mile? Like, you put in that work, and good for you.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, thank y'all for rocking with us tonight. Thank y'all for rocking with me tonight. Two Chicks. I am the DX from Two Chicks and the DX. And until next time, make sure that y'all are counting your money. Stay focused on what you want and stay in a state of gratitude and of prosperity. Appreciation and not lack. All right?
Positivity increases your intelligence.
Yes, indeed. And we're out of here.
Peace.
Call, Bobo.